At your name,
I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world.
you make the darkness.
ne covid tafaayo oba
Even
ofa oba
COVID
tofa
doesn't mind whether you die or
naye
not.
katonda ono afaayo.
Silence fear.
Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on your faith. Keep trusting God.
Darkness tremble. Jesus,
Because while we're yet sinners, Jesus Christ died for us.
Jesus is going to find you at the point of your need.
send out to say,
Where God is channel of blessing.
I will sing.
I was young and I'm now old. I've never seen a righteous person forsaken or his children begging for bread.
Jesus, Jesus,
Friends, Jesus is the answer that we drive people to.
Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble.
This is a beautiful day that the Lord has given us. Once again, as Gaba Community Church, we want to welcome you yet for this service today. What a blessing and what an honor to always have you in church and to have you watch us online. Wow. We welcome you wherever you are. Probably you're in your sitting room, in your car, probably you're with some friends out there. We welcome you and just know that we love you here at Gaba Community Church, where Christ-like people transform society. Hallelujah. My name is Jacqueline Sewava, and today we are going to discuss about another hot topic. I will introduce the topic after we have said the prayers. So can we humble ourselves and pray to our Father in heaven? Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forevermore. Amen. We thank you for this service. Once again, my name is Jacqueline Sewava, and in church today, we have Uncle Ambrose Luquago. I was going to ask him to introduce his name, but he's going to tell us more of what he does here in Gaba Community Church. Uncle Ambrose, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So who are you and what do you do here in church?
Wow. Thank you so much for the invitation, and I bless the Lord for this privilege to serve before you. My name is Luquago Ambrose. I'm a counselor by training and profession, but I'm also a minister here in Gaba Community Church under the counseling department and also the marriage ministry. So it's a pleasure to serve with the children of God. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle Ambrose. You're welcome. You're going to discuss about this hot subject. Yeah, I remember growing up, some people used to say that in-laws are very difficult. In-laws are hard. In-laws are this. When you're going to get married, when those days when we were getting married, I mean, a group of people would put you on the side and tell you about in-laws, every negative collection about in-laws. You understand? So now you know the topic we are going to be handling. It's about in-laws. So, Uncle Ambrose, a lot is being said about in-laws. But who are the in-laws?
Well, just like you said, I'll not say it's a simple topic or area for us to share and discuss, but I trust the Lord will give us the grace. In-laws, in brief, I'll not go deep, but in brief, I would say these are our relatives born to us through the marriage relationship. So they are people we get related to through the conception and birth of marriage. So the family where you come from becomes related to the family where you are marrying your wife or your husband from. So those people or those relatives become your in-laws. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's what I would say. They are people related to us through the covenant or through marriage.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I like it when you say that they are relatives. They are part of us. But why do you think that people are saying negative things about in-laws?
Well, maybe I'll share maybe one or two things.
Okay.
They may be saying bad, one, because of the experience.
Okay.
Because it's a relationship that is born. And of course, sometimes there are so many things people have not anticipated for this relationship.
Yes.
Others are just trapped into the relationship. Or they may actually not even be aware that something has been birthed.
Yes.
Okay? So because of the experiences, they feel, it's not a good relationship.
What kind of experiences?
Like I've said, some are just trapped into
Trapped.
this birthed relationship.
Okay.
So they've not conceptualized that actually something has been birthed which needs to be nurtured, which needs to be taken care of.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
So because of that, they keep living life the way they were living.
Okay.
It's like when you get a child in your family, so many things change.
Yes.
You have to adjust to love this newborn child, take care of them, grow them, bring them to a point where you can now, appreciate, hold conversations and all
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So because someone didn't know that something has been birthed, they live a life as though nothing has happened. So they cross boundaries, they don't take care enough.
Okay.
And that brings a lot of, conflict, a lot of issues.
Yes.
Yeah, so that kind of experience where they feel, I think these people are rejecting me or they
Yeah.
don't love me or whatever. Because now you can imagine a newly born child. How do they reject you, who is an adult?
Yeah.
They've not even perceived the word rejection. Okay? But it's upon you who is grown up to start
Yeah.
to say, okay, how do I make my adjustments and
Okay.
then fit in?
Okay.
So the experiences they go through, they start to conflict with their in-laws. This could be the parents, it could
Okay.
be the siblings.
Okay.
The conflict arises. And then others, they are just perceptions. Because I've had someone say in-laws are not good, or in-laws mistreat people, or in-laws behave like this, or they've had a cultural kind of association or learning or training. So in their minds, they feel or think this is the way all relationships in terms of in-laws are supposed to be. Yeah. So
Thank you. I am getting two words here that you're going to throw more light on. I know you've done a good job, but the idea of conceptualization, that people, this is from your conversation, have failed to conceptualize that something has been birthed. And because they have failed to do that, then there's conflicts, probably. And then you've also introduced another idea of culture. And I know many people out there are struggling. People are complaining, I don't like my in-laws. These people come here, eat my food. These people come here, I don't like them. I just got married to this woman. I just got married to this man. And it's us. It's not them. But then you're talking about the realization of something that is being birthed. What is that is being birthed? Because someone is like, what is birthed?
okay. Thank you once again. What has been birthed is actually a relationship which time before, maybe I would just use that analogy of conception and then birth and then growth and all that.
I think the analogy
Yeah.
is the problem.
So,
Yeah.
so before one gets married, maybe let me start by saying everyone is a potential in-law. Okay?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
whether you like it or not,
Mm.
since we have marriages, somehow you'll be an in-law.
And in-laws.
Okay?
Yes.
So, but this relationship starts when, you know, especially when you've identified someone, you want to
Yeah.
get married to
Yes.
them. And before we wed you or before you officially get married,
Yes.
a lot is going on. So for me, that's what I would call that time before you actually also get married. That time is important in helping you nurture what you want to see ahead in terms of your relationship. Like when someone conceives, we've not yet seen the baby,
Yes.
we've not seen all these adjustments. But
Yes.
at that point where, you know, it dawns on you that, okay,
I'm going to be
I'm
a mother.
yes, I'm a potential in-law.
Okay.
When it dawns now that, you know, I'm a potential in-law,
Yeah.
then you start to do certain things in preparation
Okay.
for the relationship yet to be birthed.
What are some of those things that you do?
Well, there are so many things.
For example.
So many things. One of
Yeah.
them is start to invest in the relationships,
Yeah.
not only for the in-laws, but
Yes.
generally in relationships. Invest time. Take time to love others. Take time to hear others. Give them time. Be available for them. Invest some of your resources
Okay.
in some of these relationships.
Okay.
And as you keep doing this, it helps you to put yourself in a position where you'll handle the other relationship when finally it has come to maturity or it has come to birth. Okay?
Wow.
So
Wow.
so acquire some skills, communication skills. Invest in that. Take time. Do some reading. You know, look out for people who have grown in some of these areas. Inquire from them. Even when the Bible talks about knowledge, seek knowledge, okay? So this investment you do prior, loving others, seeking to learn,
Yes.
reading books, attending specific, you know, groups or fellowships or that. In a way, it prepares you. You get to
like
know.
that, yes.
If you're in a family setting, don't just pass through that family and go.
Yes.
Open your eyes and see, okay, how do my parents behave, or my uncles, or whoever my relatives, how do
Wow,
they
wow,
interact? So as that happens, you are also adding on your bank in a way that you'll be able to
Wow.
grow this relationship when
Wow.
it's now you, the player.
Yes.
You know, I love my mamas. I have so many mamas.
Yes.
But they tell me that I was their guinea pig in
Really?
terms of raising
Yeah.
children.
Okay.
So all the practice, knowing how to raise children,
Yes.
kind of came out when they were,
Wow.
when I was in their hands.
Wow.
Okay? So, but sometimes, because of our experiences, maybe the family was not so good, or maybe you felt you were neglected, thrown away, you just tend to pass by through this family and you pick nothing with you. But what's important is pick some key values which are very, very important. You know, if you are rejected, then you know that love is really an important ingredient. Okay? If maybe you missed out on how do I care for others? Okay? Because eventually the things that are going to grow your in-law relationships is this care. You know, even when you go in the Bible, you will see people who have invested
Yes.
without knowing.
Yes.
They're actually doing that.
Yes.
Moses, when he helps the girls at the well, he's actually that's kind of investment. He
Yes.
didn't even know that he will pick one of the
You
girls
know,
there.
You know.
But that love
Yes.
he's showing. So invest in every relationship that comes along, because
Wow.
you know it may be a potential area for your
Wow.
your in-law.
Wow. I am enjoying this conversation, Uncle Ambrose, and you're actually widening my understanding about in-laws, you know. And there's a saying in Luganda that nti atanaitaita yatenda nyina okufumba. Before you hear what someone says about something, before you hear about the knowledge that these other people have about something, you may think you're the best in that area, or the people that are around you are the best in that area. But Uncle Ambrose, I mean, you are quite a resource.
Thank you.
Yes. So I don't know whether you're learning like me here. He's talking about you working on yourself before the planning. I am liking that, but the challenge is that people prepare us. We don't care. We don't care. You know, you grow up and some of the times they talk to us and they tell you, hey, Jackie, learn to greet people, learn to smile. Learn to welcome people, learn to communicate, learn to care. When someone comes at home, give them a glass of water. Some of us bypass that, and sometimes we don't even mind when they tell us. But from this conversation, I'm learning that these things, actually, charity is learned at home.
Yes.
Begins at home. So this is what I'm drawing from what you're saying, that before we complain about in-laws, or before we get to meet our in-laws, there's this preparation,
Yes.
like a mother prepares for the baby, which is very important.
Right.
Very, very important. And friends, church, I think before we complain, the issue is let us work on ourselves.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
This calls me to work on my anger. If oli muyombi, you're going to work on your anger, because you'll meet people out there who will do things that really will, So,
Will
but
take
if
you
you've
off.
not worked on that, it's very easy to bring out a conflict somehow. So, I want to thank you for that. You actually answered my question, because the question I was going to ask was that how would you handle difficult situations with in-laws? But you've answered at least my first question,
Okay.
which begins with me
Yes.
preparing myself, working on myself before the in-laws. So what are these other things after I have done this?
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me maybe just add a few more things.
Okay.
When we've invested in other relationships, because we are potential in-laws, it's also very, very important to, I would say, to name the kind of in-law relationship you want. Okay. The naming here kind of paint a picture of what kind of in-law would you want to be, what kind of relationship you would want to nurture with your in-laws. Draw that picture, paint it.
Uncle Ambrose, wait.
Okay.
Wow. So the focus here is not on the in-laws.
Before
the
we
focus
get to
is
them,
still back on myself.
yes,
What kind of in-law would
you-
I want to be?
yes,
So continue, okay?
and
Wow.
then
Okay.
what kind of in-law relationship you'd want.
Wow.
So while others are complaining
Yeah.
of how in-laws are not good and all that, what do you want to see happen, you as an individual, you as a
Me.
couple,
Wow.
or you as a potential
person, a
in-law?
potential in-law,
Okay?
yeah. Mhm.
Paint that picture. The Bible tells us that everything Adam named, it became. Okay? So Do you want to have a harsh relationship? Do you want to have a broken one? Do you want to have, paint the kind of picture you have, okay? And I think from the word go, you start to focus. Just like when people choose to get married. We are not saying issues may not come. But right from the word go, everyone will tell you they want to marry the best. So they will start by saying, I want this. Maybe they are looking at the physical, maybe spiritual, whatever aspects they are looking at. So they are picking out the best. So I want to challenge us to pick out the best of the kind of relationship we want to see happen. So let's name it. Okay? And then from that point, we need to be ready to love. Okay? Of course, you know what 1 Corinthians talks about, chapter 13, from verse 4. Love is patient. Love is kind. So be ready now, because those are the ingredients. Even when we are struggling in a difficult in-law relationships, those are the kind of fruits, or those are the kind of things that are going to come out.
Okay.
I usually share with my friends and ask them, when would you need love? Is it only those times when you feel you're already loved? Actually, when you feel loved, would you need love? You'll have an overflow. So you feel you're already content. So when will your in-laws need love?
Wow.
Is it when they are good, smiling at you and everything is going well? Maybe it's at those times where you feel they are conflicting with you. They are unlovable.
Yes.
They are not the kind of people you'd want to live or spend or even associate with as your in-laws. So when we grow to love them, when we ask God to bring up those aspects of love in us, and we practice them, then it's one way of helping us to manage difficult in-law relationships. Kindness. When do we show kindness? Is it when things are okay? Definitely okay, yes, but also not. Okay? Those times when you want to be shown kindness.
There's a way you sound like it's so easy to love and so
No.
easy to be. There's a way he's making it so. What are some of the experiences, your own examples that you can share, probably that we can connect with? Because, there's a way you're making it so soft. Love.
You
be
see,
kind. And someone be like, Uncle Ambrose,
you see why I started from there?
Okay.
Because what we've perceived, or what we've taken to be these relationships, kind of has blinded us. So even where we are supposed to focus is not where we are focusing. Okay, we are focusing on how much we've been isolated, on how much I've felt, not loved, where my in-laws have just flooded the house, and you feel you are burdened, you are working, you go out to work, you come back home, you work, you have to prepare food, you have to do all those things, okay?
Yes.
So it seems most of the attention has been given on some of those things that have actually endangered the relationship.
Okay.
So when I say from the word go, if your attitude is about to love, even when it's hurting, this is the calling God wants me to live. He wants me to love, irrespective of how I was
being treated. Yes,
okay?
yes.
There are things like where he says, why would Christ call us to love our neighbors, but also our enemies?
Yes.
Okay? Those are people who are not treating us well. And I'm not saying that these are not real experiences. They're experiences. I may not have gone through some of those, but what I'm saying, those painful experiences many times have covered us. So we keep our focus on those painful
Sometimes we,
experiences.
okay, anyway, that's what you're saying, because I was going to say that sometimes we contribute to that because of our past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility because you feel one, you've not learned, you've not seen
Yes.
in the family where you are coming from. In-laws were never respected,
Yes.
or in-laws were abusive.
Yes.
You know, they would come up, they want to take property, and that's what some of the people have gone through. In-laws have taken property, and as children grow up, they've lacked the care, they've lacked the resource to survive because the in-laws took them, okay? So when they come in their relationship, all they know about in-laws, they are going to grab. So even when the would-be in-laws are going to love them, are going to take care of them, just look at Moses and his father-in-law. He comes forth and, you know, he's sharing wisdom to him. And that wisdom will take him somewhere. But if he had maybe a mentality of a sort, he would not have followed that wisdom that, you know, choose some men, let them handle those things, and then for you handle the difficult matters. He would have left that because already his heart and his mind are biased. Okay? So the area of starting from there
Yes.
is to kind of point us where we should look. And then as issues, you know, I think it's Paul who says that, imitate me as I imitate Christ.
Yes.
Okay? So as issues keep coming here and there,
Yes.
you know, this is where still I'm supposed to go.
Yes.
Okay? But sometimes we don't even know where we are supposed to
Yes.
go.
Yes.
So when issues come, you are fighting,
Yes.
focusing for nothing.
I know.
Like an endless battle.
fight,
Yeah?
an endless
Like,
yes.
what do I want to achieve? So anyway, as we go along, I'll share I'll share some of the benefits.
Wow,
of,
I wish we had enough time, because Uncle Ambrose, you're sharing on a very, very broad subject, and I didn't know it was this broad. I mean, you're widening up our understanding, backed with scripture facts, you know. But as we conclude, we have a few minutes left. In case I find myself in a very difficult situation as a Christian, or in an unfair situation with my in-laws, what would I do? How would I, what would I do?
Okay. What would I do? I think it starts by you realizing sometimes we are not aware of what's going on.
Yes.
So maybe I would first draw us to that point of awareness. Okay? So what is happening? What is going on? Whatever you are going through, when did it start? Okay? What are some of the things that changed? Okay? Like compare. Maybe when we started, this is how we were, and at this point, this is how things are. Okay? So that bit of awareness, okay,
Yes.
then you also ask yourself, what has been my contribution in this thing? Okay? Are there things I've done that, or I've not done, that probably have brought me to this place? Okay? Many times we feel, I've done this,
Yes.
or I've not done, and we forget that certain things we don't do
Yeah.
would also bring the issues.
Yes.
Okay? So kind of sit and evaluate yourself and say, okay,
Okay.
I think it started from this point.
Yes.
Okay? And I believe these are the things that have changed. Okay? And then you're also saying, what have I done, or what have I not done
Yes.
to contribute to this situation?
Okay.
Because remember, it's a relationship.
Yes.
Whether you feel it's distant or it's closer, there is a contribution. Yeah, sometimes people choose to just be silent. I don't talk about in-laws.
Yeah.
So they keep quiet, they go
Yeah.
quiet.
They
Now
close
that
up.
silence may also
Yeah.
be an issue.
True.
they may choose to interpret it as you are proud, you
Yes.
are not a social person, you know, and that can also bring issues.
My goodness.
Talking so much,
Can also be an
yes.
issue.
So kind of sit and
Yes.
have that bit of
Yes.
internal evaluation in yourself. Now, some people find that difficult, that they will need someone to help them process through that
Okay.
kind of assessment and say, okay, maybe this, maybe this, and
Yeah.
then they're able to come to that awareness and say,
Yes.
hey, okay, maybe when I don't do this, it may mean this to my in-laws. Or when I do this, this is how they
Yes.
may interpret it.
Yes.
So let's come to that point of awareness.
Awareness.
And then number 2 is let's live wisely with,
Yes.
with our in-laws. Okay? I believe the number of scriptures that talk about wisdom. Wisdom, for the days are evil. Okay? So don't live as unwise. So sometimes you may sense your in-laws are coming with a lot of force on you. Now that calls for wisdom. You know, you
Yeah.
are not going to just answer them back anyhowly because you
yes.
feel you are also an adult, you've
Yes.
grown your
Yes,
children
you
also,
know.
and you know, and usually those are the experiences you feel like
You want
they
to
are not
fight
actually
back.
taking care of your family.
Yes,
So why are they, you know, let them have their space. Now that may not be wise living.
Okay.
Of course, when you look at, I'll still go back to Moses.
Yes.
There's a time when he had to go for ministry,
Okay.
and he leaves the wife and the children with the father-in-law,
Yes.
and they were taking care of them. Now you can imagine, and I think somewhere in the scriptures it also says the time came when they came looking for him, and
Yeah.
they say, you know, your people need to see you, need to meet you,
Yes,
need to interact
yes,
with you. Now, wisdom would teach you that it's not a point that they are challenging you,
Yes.
that you're seeking God or you're serving God is evil.
Yeah.
When the father-in-law comes up to say, why don't you divide some men and assign them work? Wisdom will tell you it's not domination. They are not trying
Yes.
to dominate
Yes.
or take away your authority or take
Yes.
away your creativity.
Yes.
No. Wisdom will tell you they are only adding onto you to be effective in your work.
Wow.
Okay, so instead of fighting with them, now you sit back and say, okay, what good am I picking from this? Okay, for me, I've had my in-laws, especially the times where we've had to give, where we're giving birth. They would come in handy. They support us. There's a time when we didn't have anyone to support us. So
Personally, my in-laws had to wash me when I was in the
you see.
hospital.
So-
They actually did that.
So now when
Yeah.
you ignore some of those
Yes.
things and you say, live and cleave.
You know?
And you know, you go and you say, in-laws, bye, you
Wabele.
just,
Eh.
Now that may not be wise
Yes.
living, because the time
Thank
will
you.
come, these in-laws,
When you need
they
them.
celebrate our
Yes.
successes.
Yes.
They also weep with us.
Yes.
Yes, there may be those who are not wishing well for us, but still, it doesn't negate the fact that there are those who will genuinely stand with you and will wish good for
Yes.
you. Okay?
Wow.
So live wisely
Wow.
with those in-laws.
Wow.
Okay? When they say certain things, think through them.
Yes.
When they are doing certain things, and of course culture has told us, sometimes they would want to come and visit and keep around just to
Yes.
see, okay, how is this
How is
girl
it
doing
going?
and all
Yes.
that. Now for you, you start to panic, you start to, and you are having a very good opportunity for you to see, okay,
Yes.
how do I nurture this relationship? Because you didn't grow with
It's
them.
actually an
Okay?
opportunity.
You
for
didn't grow with them.
Yes.
So you want them to see the best coming out of you. Even when they see the weaknesses come out of
Yeah.
you know, over time they will know that we got a good son-in-law or
Yes.
daughter-in-law.
Wow.
Yeah, so live wisely with them.
Wow. We need a chapter 2 or a part B for this conversation. Otherwise, we are actually 3 minutes late. But This has been a wonderful conversation, Uncle Ambrose.
Thank you.
You have a lot to share, and my mind has been widened about in-laws. First is that it starts with me as a person. I need to conceptualize this and understand that this is a relationship that I need to work on. The awareness and the wisdom. So all that is it's great wisdom. So thank you so much. I just pray that we have this conversation again. All right, church. Wow. I am speechless, but as a church, Gaba Community Church, we are going through a family series, and last Sunday, our own pastor, Peter Kasiri, was sharing about sexual purity. Different members in church and different pastors have been sharing about this family series. We had a visiting preacher from the City Church, and Judith, who talked about singleness, and we had Mama Irene here. Several people have been talking about this. So I would encourage you to please follow us on all our social media handles. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube, Gaba Community Church.org. We are on the website. We are all over. We are on Twitter. Please follow us. And as a church, we have weekly programs all through the week, from Monday to Friday. Like this day, Tuesday, we have these sessions. We have where we share with you, where we get our very own members and servants of God here in church to come here and share their experiences about life and what God is putting on their heart. So it's a great opportunity. So please follow us. And if you're going through a very difficult situation, probably about your in-laws, Uncle Ambrose is a professional counselor. So call Gaba Community Church. I think all the contacts are on the screen. Please call Gaba Community Church and ask Uncle Ambrose. He will help you. So God bless you so much. We'll be glad to have you in service on Sunday. And remember, we have a first service that starts from 7 to what time? To 9:30. And then a second service that starts from 9:30 to 11:30. And then a third service that runs from 11:30 until when the Spirit leads us. And we are Christ-like people transforming society. So God bless you. Until next time, we love you.
Your faithful giving helps impact others with love and hope of Christ. To make a secure giving online, go to our website, gabachurch.org, click on Give to GCC, enter the amount you want to give, fill in your details and card details, and you are done. You can give through your mobile using MTN Mobile Money or Airtel Money. For MTN Mobile Money users, dial *165 *1 #1. Enter the number 0773 254 660 and put the amount and reason if it is tithe offering or Thanksgiving gift, then send. For Airtel Money users, dial *185 *1 #1. Enter the number 0758 306 591 and put the amount and send. You can also give through direct bank transfer or using any banking agent within your community. We have 2 accounts in Absa in the name of Gaba Community Church in the account number 600-5768-290 for shillings and 600-5768-304 for the dollar account. Another bank account is DFCU. You give to the account number 0101 35 000 78 005. Lastly, if you are near our church campus, you can give through our offertory boxes. Thank you for your generosity and commitment to the ongoing ministry of Gaba Community Church. God bless you.